Hello everyone and welcome to a very special Doctor Who review. Today I'll be taking a look at one of the brand new Doctor Who B&M collector sets for 2021, courtesy of the lovely folks at Character Options and Evolution PR. They have been kind enough to send me one of the brand new range of sets, the Sensorites set, featuring the first Doctor and two actual brand new monsters from the 60s, from the very first season of Doctor Who. You can probably hear it in my voice. I am incredibly excited to get this open, so I don't want to waste any more time and get this right out of the box. So let's go. So one of the great things about the new packaging of these three-figure packs is that they've now got creative backdrops, as we've been seeing with the Daleks and the TARDIS sets, which are absolutely beautiful work. You know, we've got this lovely set design of the spaceship seen in episodes 1 and 2 and a little bit of 3. Great for those of you who like to either display your figures with a creative backdrop or just play with them. I am certainly the latter, so I can't wait to be, you know, using that to go on a bit of adventures with the first Doctor and the Sensorites. So, speaking of, let's take a look at said figures. I just hope I don't kill any of them in the process. That would be horrendously bad. And there we have it, the brand new Sensorites set, which I am absolutely overjoyed with, because I actually watched Sensorites for the first time a few days ago, and I absolutely love it. It's a great story. Bit of a slow burner, you know, it could have maybe been a 4-parter rather than a 6-parter, but let's not go into that. But it has some great stuff involving the Doctor himself and Susan, who gets a lot more to do and actually gets a bit of character development for the first time. And the Sensorites themselves are a great monster. Or are they a monster? That's the thing. They're Doctor Who's first grey area villain, in that they're not all out bad like the Daleks or the Vord before them. They're the first time Doctor Who did aliens that had members of their species who were extremely good and members of the species who are extremely bad, and it's a shame that nothing was ever done with them since. Maybe someone should do something about that. I can't wait to get a closer look at these guys and just explore what's going on with them. Let's start with our intrepid adventurer, Doctor Who himself. So, brand new variant of the first Doctor, featuring his costume as seen in the Sensorites, or is it? It's a sort of an interpretation of the outfit seen in that story. Certainly the top half is very much his season 1 get-up of his striped white waistcoat and the blue cravat, which is great because I've never had a first Doctor with a blue cravat before. And then we get down to the trousers. Now, these are the same trousers that we saw on the Web Planet figure released in the 13 Doctors box set. And even then, they were more of an artistic license, shall we say, than what was seen on screen. On screen, it is the same grey trousers with the big checks, which is sort of obvious to see in the Sensorites when you watch the episode. But regardless, in black and white, I suppose you've been none the wiser really. They're just sort of dark grey trousers in black and white. I kind of love it anyway. I think the colour scheme actually really suits the Sensorites. When you look at the set in the box, I'm not one for keeping my figures in the box, obviously, but they do look really great together. And it's nice just to have a variant of the first Doctor looking like he would have done in any of his era, really. I'm just really happy to have a first Doctor who isn't in the plain grey trousers that I've had since the 11 Doctor set. This was a very almost monochrome figure. The only colour is the skin tones. The cravat's black, the waistcoat is just a sort of checked white one, and the trousers are just a grey, obviously as it was seen in the 3 Doctors. But it's great to finally have a first Doctor as seen in his era. I always have a figure, a bit like Sarah Jane in the Companions of the 4th Doctor set, that I was sort of like, that would be quite nice to have, and then I get it in hand, and I go, actually, this is a really great figure. So, really, really happy to have another first Doctor here, depicting him from his era, not necessarily from the Sensorites, from whenever you want, really. So, I'm very happy to have that, who can, you know, usurp my original first Doctor figure that I had from the 11 Doctor set. It's great to finally have a new guy. And now we move on to these amazing creatures, the Sensorites themselves. Fantastic to finally have a depiction of some first Doctor monsters that aren't Cybermen or Daleks. It's a great change. I mean, as had the Roadmen as well, but let's ignore them for the time being. It's good to have a new First Doctor monster, basically. And the Sensorites are a great choice. Obviously, we're getting the Vord as well in the Keys of Marinus set, which I am very excited about. It's so cool to know that we have every monster featured, well, bar the little side monsters, every main monster featured in the first season of Doctor Who. You know, the Daleks, the Vord, and the Sensorites. It's great to have these guys. Here we're greeted with 2 depictions of Sensorites featured in the 6-part serial, including not a normal Sensorite. The black bands on the arms suggest that this is the warrior class that we saw in episodes 1 and 2 and 3, really. And it's great to have a depiction of them, the Sensorites that you see on a lot of promotional photos and things like that. This is the classic Sensorite look. And the face sculpt is clearly based off that kind of hero mask, as I like to call it. You know, the main one that you see in the first few episodes, the kind of Sensorite who speaks the most in those ones. It's such a great depiction of the design. A design kind of not done by, you know, prosthetics and a creature department, done by costume designers and makeup artists. The Sensorites being done by one of the costume designers at the time, Daphne Dare, and the makeup artist, Jill Summers. Really, really great stuff. Depicting a sort of a wise man-esque thing with the beard and the fantastic, in terms of the costume, cloth feet, which kind of are in this circular shape, which I believe made it rather hard for the Sensorite actors to actually walk, especially the restricted vision of the mask as well. But nonetheless, look fantastic and actually really make it handy to stand up properly. Figures, you know, especially with these kind of thin limbs, are often really tricky to actually stand up well, but the big based feet I'm actually really grateful for. Even got the little telepathy device depicted on the figure as well. Unfortunately not an actual, it's sort of hinted with paint for the actual wire as opposed to a sort of sculpt, but I can understand why, because obviously, you know, it's cheaper to keep the torso just as is, but still nonetheless it's great to have the suggestion of a wire and then the little telepathy device actually there as well. Obviously can't be removable, it's such a teeny tiny thing. You've nonetheless got it there, and it's nice to sort of see it actually depicted as opposed to not. We might not have got it on there, and it's great to actually have it there. And also their brilliant devices, their weapons, which were designed by Shorecraft Models. A lovely little thing to have. You know, they could well have just given us the Sensorites and no accessories, but they went the extra mile and have given us the lovely little weapon devices that are used throughout the story. You know, one of the Sensorites uses it to take the lock off the TARDIS in episode 1, and I mean the Doctor and Ian get given them later on in the serial. So the Warrior Sensorite is an absolute joy, and we weren't just given 2 warriors, we were given an Elder as well, the first Elder no less. And a figure that I think can basically be customised into so many variations of the Sensorites, because obviously the first Elder is depicted via his sash, you know, his 2 pronged sash almost. 2-pronged, is that it's a word. So we've got that piece added over the top of the main sculpt to sort of suggest the 2 sashes, and this could very easily be turned into the second Elder if you just carefully chop off one of the sashes so that it's just one band instead. If you took the sashes off and just painted the collar of the costume black, you'd have a fantastic depiction of the city administrator, the villain of the story. And then if you just removed the sash entirely and had it as normal, you'd have a standard Sensorite, you know, without the armbands and everything like that. So really quite a versatile figure here. You can get 4 variants out of this alone. So I'm imagining so many people will be buying this set multiple times to boost their Sensorite armies and create multiple customs and things. I mean, that's not all that they've done to suggest that it's the first Elder. There is a slight change in skin tone between the 2, and also a whiter kind of beard for the older, wiser first Elder. I love the extra mile that they've gone to for these figures. You know, it could very well have just been 2 bog standard Sensorites, but they've added those little details and not you know, neglected those little details, which very well could have been missed off. That's, I'm sure, courtesy of the wonderful Al Duar, who is as much of a fan, if not more so, than all of us. So thank you to him for, you know, picking up on all of those details and making sure that they were included on these figures. We can see just in my eyes the desire to start playing with them. As soon as I hit stop on the camera, I'm going to have so much fun. What more is there to be said other than it's a beautiful set, one that I was overjoyed to hear about, and one that is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the other B&M sets that we've got at the minute. We're going to be seeing a Keys of Marinus set with 2 Vord warriors. Vord are some of my favourite species in Doctor Who, just the design of them are great, and an Ian Chesterton figure, which again, like Harry Sullivan before him, is, you know, madness. We have an Ian Chesterton figure coming out, along with 2 brilliant Dalek packs. The Day of the Dalek set looks incredible, with finally a gunmetal grey Dalek design. I'm really chuffed with what we've been given, what we continue to get given. We are absolutely spoiled year in, year out with what character provide us. We are very, very lucky fans, and we should never forget that. And it's just going to be so exciting when these guys finally hit the shelves very soon, if not today, as this video is being uploaded. It's sort of mid-August right now, so we should hopefully be seeing these sets popping up in B&M stores around the country. Happy hunting. Make sure you get there before the scalpers and everything like that. We want these sets because we love Doctor Who. We don't want these sets to make a buck. Very excited to see these guys popping up. Can't wait to get my hands on a Keys of Marinus set. It's going to be so cool to have a lineup of all the season 1 monsters and villains. I do hope you guys you know, enjoy picking up your Sensorite sets, your Keys of Marinus sets, your Dalek sets. Do check them out, support the range, let them know that we want more of these guys, we want as many as they can possibly do. And who would you like to see in the range next? You know, the fact that we've got Sensorites is a really good sign. I mean, are we going to get Ququillian one day? Are we going to get, oh, I don't know, the Seraphim from Time Flight? Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities, and just very excited to see what happens next, really. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go play with my Sensorites. That's not a euphemism. And happy hunting. I hope you find the sets, and I hope you've enjoyed having a little sneak preview of them now before they hit the shops very, very soon. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you again hopefully soon for another video, whatever that may be. Goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And if you've got a few shekels to spare, you can find a link in the description below to my Ko-fi page, where you can support myself and the channel. Anything you give is greatly appreciated, and will go towards creating bigger and better content. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.